Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 141 of the Blrd podcast. Tonight we have Green Tuner.
Hello.
We have Bandito Mac.
Hello.
And we have myself, Creamcast, best in the world, main character, Bay Bay. Unfortunately, we don't have Dark Side. He had some responsibilities, and unfortunately, he could not make it tonight. And our special guest, the Ed Underground side character, could not make it today as well. So now you just have the three of us. So what's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
Not too bad, man.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Just chilling, big chilling. Yeah, it's been
big chilling. Yeah. How you been?
Man, I've been good, man. I've been good. Like, well, I was good. I started the week off strong. But unfortunately, something happened that just brought down my spirits even 24 hours after watching a certain movie of a beloved character that I thought it was not possible to make such an atrocity of a movie about this character. But
wait, hold on. Are we jumping into this?
We're jumping straight into this, sir. Straight into this. What we are talking.
Can I issue a public apology?
Yeah, please do.
May I?
Yes.
Okay. All right, please.
Jared Leto. I thought that you would be the worst Joker I ever saw on screen.
Yes.
And I gotta eat my own words. I don't know what happened, but I missed.
Yeah, I mean, so even worse than the.
Yes. This is a lot worse. No, you are. I mean, obviously, we're going to be reviewing Joker 2. Folie, is it Folie Deux?
Folie Deux.
Folie Deux.
Whatever pretentious French it is that it has after it.
Yeah, right. I don't even know what that means. Honestly, I know at one point
it was a way to prep us. I think just to let us know that this was going to be just pretentious from the get go.
Yeah, no, it
Little
was.
did we know it was going to be pretentious the whole way through.
Yeah, it's almost it's crazy because it almost like they thought they had straight fire in this movie. They thought this was going to be like the greatest Joker movie to be ever created, and it's just like nobody. Well, obviously, I mean, we're gonna get to the review. Huge spoilers, of course. I mean, this movie, they said that they did not do a screen test for this movie at all. So nobody, they didn't screen test Joker 2. I looked up really quick. I did a French translation for Folie Deux. Google Translate can't figure out what it is. They said French detected and English Folie Deux. So even it looks like Google Translate is very confused. So I don't know what it means or whatever. Don't care enough. But yeah, this movie was never screen tested. And there's been a lot of concerning reports that came out about this movie prior or actually after its release. Because one of the most damaging things even in today is word of mouth. And even before this movie came out, there were already reports of how horrible it was, its poor reception, everything.
We knew it was going to be a musical, remember? If you go back, we started talking about the rumors of it being, it's like that. When I saw it, I just remembered, I'm not a football guy, but some team played the Bears or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the coaches became famous for saying, the Bears thought the Bears were who we thought they were, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just kept repeating that and kept kicking. Like, we all knew this movie was going to be, and not only met what we thought it was gonna be, it like surpassed. It's fucking. It's beyond what I was dreading. Like I remember we were talking about it last week. Like, oh, we're all gonna watch the Joker, right? And no one was looking forward to this.
Yes.
And oh Lord,
yeah,
it was such a piece of shit, man.
It really was.
Just. Oh,
I feel like I somehow forgot between then and when I was needing to see it, like that it was going to be a musical. So it completely shocked me once I realized it once again. Just like, what made that decision, and like how did that even come about? And
it's probably Joaquin Phoenix, because he said he didn't want to do a second movie. He probably said, the only way I'll do another movie has to be a musical or something.
Oh, really?
Right? That's the only thing I can think of. And then they're like, Warner Bros. Like, oh, well, the first one was received so well. What can go wrong with the second one? Here's a, truckload of money.
Yeah.
And then the first warning shot in the air, which, I think she's a very good musician, but just she brings a certain expectation to movies or shows she's in, right?
Yeah.
As soon as Lady Gaga was announced, a lot of people were like, all right, this is kind of weird. Like, why Lady Gaga out of all people, right? And then that's when we start hearing about the musicals. And then first they were like, no, it's only going to be like one set piece or something, right? That's going to be, but otherwise it's just a straight whatever movie. But no, you kept hearing here and there. Eventually, the closer we came to the movie, I think us who were following this movie, even somewhat following it, knew it was going to be a musical without a doubt, right?
Yeah.
Because even before this movie was released, someone that I know was telling me that they were going to go with their husband to go see whatever. And I'm like, I don't want to see it. She's like, no. And I'm like, no, it's going to be a musical. And this was a couple of weeks before the movie released, right?
Yeah.
It like, oh God. And this was extremely unnecessary.
It really was. Oh, really quick. So Folie Deux, I might be mispronouncing it, but it means madness of two. It is pretty much where like I had pulled it up, but I quickly switched out from it. But it was something to the extent of
Recently.
let me see. Let me delete these. Yeah, it was like madness of two. That's the literal translation. So it's supposed to be a thing between Harley Quinn and Joker, pretty much their madness together. Yeah, no, this movie, like, so the director Todd Phillips is really well known for Joker, obviously. But outside of Joker series, I mean the Hangover series and a few other movies like what he's produced on, and then like Project X, War Dogs, let's see what other ones are noticeable. Yeah, that's pretty much like the gist of it. He did the New School, Starsky and Hutch. Yeah, that's really about it. So, looking at his filmography and things that he's worked on, unfortunately a lot of things that he's worked on hasn't really cracked more than a 5, 6 out of 10. Only one of where he was a writer on that actually did, I think is probably the highest outside of the original Joker, was Blrd, where he was a writer on. But everything else, for the most part, that he's directed, they've been around the 5, 6 range. He has some close in the low 7s and so forth. So, I mean, it was discussed. People asked him about this movie. I know at one point it seemed like the director, everybody kind of hated the fact of like, well, the director pretty much Todd Phillips hated the fact that the people who loved the movie was the opposite demographic that he wanted to love the movie. He, because at one point it's kind of like in the movie itself, it was really kind of this whole anti-establishment. It's the low guys getting beaten down and eventually rising up. So of course, this pulled in.
What do you mean though? What is that? What demographic was he upset about?
Well, pretty much what people would call those that are I don't necessarily. I mean, what you would say, people who are involuntarily celibate, the guys who are blame everybody else for their downfall and why they're not successful. That type of crowd.
Like red pill, men's right type thing.
Yes.
Sort of like okay.
So he didn't. The movie was meant to be against that, but in reality, those were the people that were drawn to this type of movie. Like, look at what he's doing. I told you we got F society, blah blah. This is what was kind of, those were the individuals really drawn to this movie. In addition to that, I mean, with the second movie, he didn't even want to, apparently it's reported that he didn't even want to work with DC Comics whatsoever on this movie. He wanted to only work with Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers alone. And he kind of shunned the whole idea of it being a comic book movie. So that I know that was a big part to play where people were kind of like, this is like, why are we having people who are not in love with comic books and the background, the character, making movies on somebody that they don't really understand, which is kind of hard to say because the first one, everybody kind of applauded it for it being what they would say an origin story for the Joker. And then the second movie, it kind of threw all that work in the trash. And that's kind of what I felt too. I mean, the first one, I didn't love it. I thought it was good. It was a good movie. I wasn't in love with it and obsessed with it. The second one, the direction that they took, I felt was very, very weird. Of how I'm like, why a musical of all things? Like, I understand, having the creative license to do whatever you want, but a musical, it just didn't fit right with me. It didn't fit right with the movie. It didn't sit well with me.
Well, yeah. Well, let's get into it. Like, so do you remember the ending of the first movie? Like, sort of how that concluded?
He was.
He runs off, right?
Then
he killed someone, I think.
Yeah, she ran off, and then he eventually got caught. And then he was talking to the psychiatrist, the therapist, and she
he killed her, right?
No, it was alluded that he killed her because you see the blood, the blood steps.
Yeah.
But he made the joke, or he's like, you wouldn't get it, or something like that, when she tries to understand or try to talk to him. So he ends up killing her, and that was, I believe, the end of the movie. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Like it was implied. I mean, it's implied. We're not sure what happened, right? But like, you see the bloody trail.
Yeah.
But so then, like, how does the movie then pick up? Like, where do we see him at from the beginning?
Well, at the beginning of the movie,
in jail.
Yeah, he's in jail. He's at Arkham, I guess, asylum. So he's in jail.
I thought he's in jail, but they're trying to get him to Arkham, right? Because remember, that's why they had the social worker that was working to get him out of jail and put him in a mental institution, which would be Arkham Asylum.
I thought he was in a mental institution already.
No, that's why. Remember that lady that kept like taking him to court? It wasn't to free him, but it was to get him away from the jail into wherever because that singing part, they were actually taking him there. That wasn't next to the jail.
Oh, okay.
There were two separate places. So every time you saw him like going that place and singing everything, that if you take even a look at the surroundings, everything's softer. There's not as many bars or anything like that.
Right.
It's a whole different place. That's the Arkham Asylum. And then when you see the jail guards with the prisoners and everything, that's the whatever Arkham jail. I don't know what it would be called.
Well, the only reason why I thought it was all under Arkham Asylum is because Harley was able to check herself in and then check herself out on her own will. So that's why I thought that he was always in the asylum the entire time, because that was that. Now, when he was in the jail, that was at the court jail where they were holding him like during the trial. Anytime there was recesses and so forth, they were just taking him to the court jail instead, having him sit there, and then the trial will restart, whatever, and then he'll just go back into the courthouse. But everything outside of that I thought was an Arkham Asylum or something adjacent to Arkham Asylum. Just because there's those crazy people, kind of schizophrenic people and whatnot. But to be honest, I really was trying to pay attention to this movie. Yeah. It was kind of hard to keep my interest. I am not gonna lie. I was struggling this entire movie. Yeah. this movie was just, it was a slog to get through, honestly. I've never been so impatient.
This was rough.
Yeah. We went to see, me and my wife, we went to go see the movie yesterday at like 10 or 9:45, which is usually late for us. My wife likes to be in the house by, usually early afternoon. So she didn't have time today. So she was like, hey, let's see this movie. She was really excited about it, which is very concerning when my wife really wants to see a movie, because my wife has the most horrible taste when it comes to movies. She does not pick good movies. I never like watching her movies that she loves.
Really? What are like some of her favorite? I'm just curious. Like, what are some like her top 3 movies you think?
Top 3 would be the Twilight series.
Twilight Saga?
Twilight Saga. She loves that.
Which team is she?
She is Team Edward. I mean, Team Jacob.
Everyone's
Team Jacob.
Yeah,
wow.
Team
Okay.
Oh, Jacob. Oh, okay.
Jacob,
So she's one of the few.
Yeah.
Yes.
Different.
Pretty much everyone's Team Edward.
Different.
Yeah, she built different.
Aren't you?
I am Team Edward, 100%. Like,
I knew it. I knew you were Team Edward.
Because Robert Pattinson. No, I think it's Robert Pattinson. I mean, he's a phenomenal actor. Even then, he wasn't the greatest, of course, but he's good. And I mean, for me, I feel like being a vampire is so much better than being a werewolf. But to each their own. It is what it is.
A werewolf is more metal, though.
It is more metal, absolutely.
Yeah, because the ones you just like sparkle in the sun. That's all you're gonna be doing.
Yeah, but the thing is like,
you have like a lot of powers. You could run fast, right?
Yeah, you can run fast. I can smell things. But the thing is, apparently outside, well, in their wolf form, they are supposed to be superior to vampires, especially non-newborns. But there's give and take in the whole situation. Yeah. But she's team Jacob.
You know what? But also, if you're a werewolf, you automatically get some sick, abs, dude.
Yeah, you really
all the werewolves were just chiseled.
Yeah, they really are.
But the thing is, Robert Pattinson, frail ass, like hey, just shuffling around.
But the thing is like true, and at least with a werewolf, you can be, you can blend into society. Don't have to worry about turning into a diamond. And if someone comes with you with a diamond tester, you don't have to be like, "Ooh, I'm scared," or in the sunlight, you don't have to be worried about that. But with a vampire, it's just like you get so many perks, and it's kind of like it's cool. It's cool. And the thing is, well, the difference, and also another thing is, vampires have a natural pheromone to draw people in, and you get superpowers too. Like, I can read your mind, or I can lift the elements and create, be Storm off of X-Men or something like that. Wolves, they just turn into a wolf, and they just piss and shit. Like dog shit. It's like
you're thinking they're just furries.
Yeah, you're pretty much
Same. That's goddess furries. For furries to piss and shit everywhere.
Yeah, it's natural for them. And then she also likes Colombiana, which is Zoe Saldana movie.
That's not the horse movie, is it?
The horse movie? No. This is the one where she
action.
It's action. She's a spy assassin.
Yeah, she's the deadliest assassin.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I don't remember, but I'm gonna say she has a white
don't do it. Don't
male lover.
You already know. Yes, she is supposed to be. Man. She's like Colombian, Puerto Rican, but she has a white male lover. Yes, Zoe Saldana. She is the brown girl for white relationships or for interracial relations. Interracial relationships. So yes, I told you guys that.
You gotta tone down that spice, man.
Yeah, apparently, you gotta tame it a little bit. She's a little spicy. But yeah, so that's
a little bit. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's the two her favorite movies, and like the third one, it's not a movie, but it was a series that she really loved, which was The Wire, which was a really good series. So I was like,
that one's a good one.
Yeah, so she's one for 3. Now there's a lot of other stuff that she doesn't like, which that she likes that is really bad. She is a huge Gilmore Girls fan. She has like a legit box set. She is in love with SpongeBob, and
I can't handle SpongeBob.
Yeah, I can't handle SpongeBob.
Is good. Come on.
No, okay, old school SpongeBob. I don't know about this new school stuff, but old school SpongeBob.
Oh, that's all I know. I didn't even know SpongeBob was still They're still making episodes?
I don't know.
I think they are. I'm not sure.
Is it?
Oh wow!
No, I hope not.
When I say SpongeBob, I thought it stopped a while ago. I'm just familiar with whatever it was back then. Then
I hope they're done.
There's some bangers. SpongeBob got some bangers.
It does, and I will admit that. Like there are some really good SpongeBob, but not all the time. Yeah. So she has a varied choice. So the fact that she has a certain taste to movies. So the fact that she went to see this one, I got really scared because I already know that's like premonition for me to know that the movie is going to be bad. And sure enough, this movie was bad. I mean, we went at 9:45 and on a Tuesday, which usually is a little busier than most days because that's when tickets are cheaper in my area. So we ended up going, and there was a few people there, not too many. And we had the most loud, obnoxious, belligerent couple beside us. Like we were in the nice seats, nice couch seats and so forth. Paid $12 each to see this movie, so $24 altogether. Got food delivered to us, a whole bunch of other stuff. And unfortunately, we had the most obnoxious couple ever. Like when I say talking, this is usually I will like yell at somebody who's like whispering the entire movie, especially a movie I care about. But these people were talking like how I'm talking right now on a podcast. That's how loud they were talking through the movie. And like, so the Joker would be like, oh yeah, I can't believe I don't like pasta. They're like, pasta? Yeah. I'm like, that's crazy. The Joker loves spaghetti because I ate spaghetti yesterday. I'm just like, the fuck? Like, but it came to a point I just didn't care about the movie. The movie, like every time they started singing, it kind of just pulled me out of the reality of what this movie is. Like, that's why I kind of like the first one because it was just grounded in an author and his life and so forth. But every time he'll be like, you know, sitting there having a court case, and he was like, they'll say something he doesn't like. He'll be like, all of a sudden he'll go into a song and dance. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it'll be okay if they did it one time just to kind of show him being mentally unstable or something like that. But this was probably every 15 minutes or 20 minutes, there was a song and dance session. And I'm like, this is so weird. Like, I absolutely hated this movie. I thought this movie was just a wasted opportunity. And I felt like the director almost kind of gave a big middle finger to comic book fans, which it's fair. I know there's a lot of anti-comic book sentiment at the moment, but I'm like, damn, like, how can you make such a bad movie about the Joker? Like, this is one of the, it's like making a bad Batman movie. Like, it's sacrilege to do so. So the fact that you take the most iconic bad guy in the Batman series and you make it into a mockery, I feel like it's just horrible. Like, how can you do this? Like, how did Warner Brothers allow this and DC Comics allow it to get this far without like screen testing it and so forth and letting it come out? Like, I would rather have scrapped all this shit and be like, yo, we're going to just be like, hey, there's only one movie. We're just going to take a loss of it. I think because the movie cost like $400 million to make. Like, wow. Like, I would just scrap the fucking movie. Lord. But they went through with it. They're trying to recoup their money, and it's not looking good for them. But yeah, I mean, this movie was a travesty. It was horrible. I hated this movie. I have not watched a movie in recent time where I was sitting there looking at my phone every 15 minutes and counting down when this movie could end.
I mean, it's no surprise that people were just kind of just hanging out then in the movie theater, right?
Yeah, like literally just hanging out, and like there's a dad and his mom just getting belligerent drunk. I think they were drunk beforehand, but I think they were just belligerent drunk. They started like making out or something like that. The daughter got up during the middle of the movie. This is like probably in the third act of the movie. She walked. It was very empty in our area. Like I said, there's a few people, but not many. She gets up and walks across the theater and sits down at another side of the theater to get away from her parents. And then the guy's like, I think that was her stepfather. He was like, "Did I say something?" And like, he's saying this loud, like I said, as loud as I'm talking right now. Like, what did I do? Did I do something? Is she mad at me? Is she mad at me because I'm making out with my wife? That's crazy. Wow. Would she do that to her? Would she do that to her father? I should go over there. I should go over there and we should go over there and make out in front of her. And well, I'm just like, Lord. They're literally having this conversation in the middle of the movie, and I'm just looking at them. I didn't look long enough. It was
Oh.
it was not like an attractive couple. It was like you were sitting there like,
No.
yeah,
No, you
give me
couldn't
that
get
tongue.
your free call.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
like-
sounded like a more interesting drama than what was on screen.
The screen,
obviously.
exactly. Like
Right.
it wasn't that much better. So
Yeah.
but like I said, usually I'm quick to correct people. I will say something and I don't go out and get the people. I usually just talk to the person directly. Like, can you shut the fuck up or whatever I have to say. This one I didn't care about because I was just like, you know what? I just don't really want to be here right now. And I'm just gonna enjoy my chicken wings and have a great time eating my food than sitting here and trying to correct people on this. And there was other people around that were talking to, like, people just didn't care. And this is like the worst experience I've ever had at this movie theater, which is, like I said, this is usually this is the more higher end. This is the higher end theater in our area. And most people, you normally don't ever get this, but this movie was so disinteresting that people just weren't interested whatsoever.
Yeah.
They just didn't
was
care.
it like crowded? Were there a lot of people?
No. Like,
no, okay.
Like we're in the up, like, so in our theater we have a downstairs area and an upstairs area.
Yeah.
The downstairs area is like for the commoners, like, you know, regular typical typical movie theater. The upstairs is where they serve alcohol and they you know, you have like lounge chairs. Well, all the chairs are lounge, even downstairs. But like, you know, they'll have couches for people to sit on, and you can be kind of like, you know, with your couple and isolated and so forth. You get food delivery throughout the entire thing. So this was like the upstairs area maybe has like 3 rows of like 10 like sofas in each row. So I'll say out of like the 30 seats, there was probably maybe 5 couples, if that, spread out. Okay. And I think I think that might be an exaggeration. It might be like 4.
Yeah.
3. But yeah, that was the most. Downstairs there wasn't that many people either, because we first thought we were going, when I bought the tickets, I was like, oh, I'm paying $12, maybe just because it's Joker and they just want to raise up the prices. So we went downstairs. There really wasn't that many people either downstairs. So I'll say maybe altogether, maybe 30 people max at this, which is not bad for a Tuesday at 9:45, but still, nobody's excited about this movie.
No, I mean, who was asking for it, right? Especially this style. So
no one.
I mean,
well, what's it? Joaquin Phoenix said he didn't want to do a second one. That's
which makes sense.
Makes sense, but I'm saying like that also explains what we just watched.
Yes.
Well, okay, so back to the movie then, right? Because full disclosure, right? It was by the grace of God I was unable to catch the film, right?
You're extremely lucky.
Clear, but so like, what is the plot? Like, going back to from the beginning again. Like, what's going on in the movie? Like, what is happening to the Joker now? Like, is this just a story about him and Harley Quinn meeting, and then they try to commit some hijinks, some crimes while they're singing and dancing, popping and locking?
No, it's mostly him through the trial for everything that happened in the first movie.
Yeah, I think it's 2 years. It's like what, a 2-year time difference. Yeah, it's like 2 years from the first movie.
And then he gets assigned, obviously because of his, issues, he gets assigned like a social worker, I think. And this social worker is able to bring him into Arkham Asylum or whatever it is. And they introduce him to a program where you can sing to help you kind of like open up. Yeah, because right now he's sort of a
part of the plot.
Yeah, it is part of the plot. So because he's sort of a recluse right now at the beginning of the movie, he doesn't talk to anyone, to say anything. Just kind of is existing. He goes into the therapy group. He sees everyone singing. One of them is Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is like infatuated with them. Then he starts. Lady Gaga. Yeah, Lady Gaga, exactly. He then starts having hallucinations where he's singing, and he has like a late night sort of old school talk show like Sharon, whatever the other guy was. And that's when I think most, if not all, this singing is in his head, when they start breaking on into like like musical numbers, and the ones where Lady Gaga is actually singing or whatever are a handful of them. Anyway, he ends up pushing, I think, Lady Gaga away or something because she wasn't being honest with him. She was kind of just telling him what he wanted to hear, but then he starts getting too much. I cannot remember too much of the plot, but
yeah, no, you don't have to like retell the whole thing.
The grand conclusion to all of this is the Joker gets stabbed in jail before he even goes like on a full trial thing. Some guy that is next to him, I guess he becomes the next Joker or something, says some really dumb joke and just stabs him and kills him. And that is the end of the movie.
Yeah, in short, this Joker was not the real Joker. So Arthur, whatever his name is, was not the real Joker this entire time. He was the catalyst that to make or to start the real Joker. This Joker is because at the end he says the real Jared Leto is the real Joker apparently. The guy ends up stabbing him for whatever reason. He said because it was past time. It was time for him to pay, or it was past due for something that he owed. So he ends up stabbing the guy. He stabs the Joker that we know, and then he ends up taking the shiv and pretty much slices his face open in the form of a smile. And it seems like he's kind of like ripping his face apart to do the same scar or the scarring of the Joker to give him that bigger smile and so forth. So that is the gist of it, is that this was never meant to be the Joker. This was always a guy.
It was all a dream.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
This was always meant for this Joker to be the
inspiration
for the real Joker. And because at the very end of the movie, he's like, just when he's been playing this Joker character, and they reference it, which is, I think that's kind of the cool thing, is like on a level of there's Arthur, who the person, and then there's Joker. Like, who are you? Which one is which? Who's the real person? Is Arthur the real person, or is the Joker the real person? And
I mean, that's what Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Batman Bruce Wayne. It's a Batman Bruce Wayne where Batman, says that, or Bruce Wayne says Batman is the real him. Yeah. The Bruce Wayne is the character. The same thing happens here. And before any consequences can be doled out, he pretty much breaks down and says, "Hey, I just want to be free at this point. I've been picked on. Life was unfair. I've made mistakes, and I want to go back to being just Arthur." And eventually we get back him. He gets freed from jail, or freed from the courthouse due to an explosion, and then boom, he gets picked back up in jail. Harley breaks up with him pretty much because he says, "I am not the Joker. I just want to be Arthur again." And she's like, "I'm done with you." And then he goes and gets killed in the movie. And then the real Joker shows up, which I think that was probably the coolest moment of the whole thing. It was kind of forced because it doesn't explain why that guy, of all people, decided to stab him and turn to the Joker.
Right. Like, he wasn't connected to anybody. Like, I was assuming maybe he might be connected to who was Tommy Lee Jones? No, not Tommy Lee Jones. Robert De Niro's character.
Oh no!
The guy from the late night talk show.
Yeah. So he ended up. The cool thing was, like, so the guy that did the killing, there really wasn't a lot with him in the movie. He was kind of always in the background. He was there, but we didn't get a name or anything like that. He was always in the background, kind of cheering our Joker on. Like, anytime he would do any type of theatrics in the movie, he would really cheer him on. And the guy that was really on the Joker's dick during when he was in the asylum and everything else, he ends up getting killed by the guards. The guards killed him by mistake, trying to shut him up. So I think that's why the other guy killed Arthur, because he got the other guy killed, and then blah blah blah. I don't know. It's really it seems like I don't know if the guards paid that guy to kill Arthur because of all the shit that happened. I don't know. I just remember that he went and killed the guy, and that's why I was really confused. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? He didn't seem like he had great motivation to do that. So I felt like this movie kind of was almost like satire against itself. Like it was kind of tired of its own shit, and it was just like, hey, we're going to do this to kind of make this final. And oh, here's a cool little teaser at the end. Oh, like, oh, he's not the Joker at all. Here's the real Joker. And that was it. Because I really thought that Arthur, our Joker, was going to get up after being stabbed and be like, okay, I'm turning my back on humanity. I'm turning my back on everybody. I'm going to full-blown Joker. But he ends up dying. And then they showed, like I said, they showed the other guy cutting his face up into a smile and pretty much he's becoming the Joker. It was absolute dog shit. And like,
so I mean, basically, Joaquin Phoenix wanted to be like, yo, I'm done.
Yeah, he's like,
and then
make it official that
they must have offered him an insane amount of money and creative freedom, because this is something a crazy, sort of like pretentious artist does, right? Because let's be honest, Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor, but you see enough clips of him like opening up about some of the crazy shit that he spouts, and you're like, oh, okay, he's a really good actor, right? But that's about the extent of it.
Right.
So this is like something I'm sure that it was like he had like a heavy guiding hand on. And obviously the other director too didn't help by saying like this is not a comic book movie. In which at that point too is like, then whatever. It's Warner Brothers for some reason had faith in this at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then, they were too deep into the hole and just wanted to recoup some money. I don't know. This was completely pointless, like overwhelmingly pointless. It, like I said, not only did I dread having to see it, actually sitting through it was just painful. I don't like musicals to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Most musicals, I should say. There's a few, I think we've discussed it before, like Grease or whatever, that I do enjoy, so I can't say all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But for the majority of the time, I do not enjoy musicals.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple musicals. This was like a really bad musical.
Really bad.
I don't know, maybe someone that likes musical will be able to say it or whatever. So none of them are rated better than me, but it seems like a really bad musical. So not only is it like a genre movie I don't enjoy, it's the bad version of that genre that I'm watching. So it's double the hit. It was just miserable. In my theater, there were no reactions. There was nothing. Dead. There was only a couple of people were there, but there was no gasp. There was no applause. There was nothing. Nothing.
Absolutely quiet.
Right? Yeah.
Nobody was talking about it afterwards. Like
nobody. Nothing.
There was no post-credit scene. Nothing.
There was. I did leave.
Samuel L. Jackson comes in and he says, "We're making a team."
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. But okay, so I ended up leaving, right? And right when the credits showed, I was gone. I heard in the background somebody laughing, right? I don't know, Green Turd, did you stay long enough to hear? I thought I heard Joker laughing.
Fuck out of there, man. As soon as that thing was over, I'm like, get the fuck out. I just almost ran out of the theater. Pretty much. I was like, I told my wife, I'm like, let's go. I'm not sitting through any not even a second longer through this. Like I said, like Black Girl's Hack, thank you for joining. Only Toes, thank you for joining. Black Girl's Hack even says that it's absolute trash. She's like, her worst movie of all time is a movie called Buried with Ryan Reynolds, where it's shot in the coffin that he's in the entire time. She thinks that's the worst movie of all time, which I think she's an absolute hater. I will not take slander from somebody who loves Colombiana. But it was just a horrible movie. And it goes without saying that this type of, like, this is the thing that Warner Brothers is and DC has been doing for so long with their movies, and with their franchise. Like, it's almost to be expected at this point. And even Marvel, they put out bad stuff, but nowhere near the level of bad of this. And I'm just like, I just don't understand what DC is doing. DC has such a rich history, and they could do so damn much
good with their franchises, but they get stuck doing absolute bullshit. So
I mean, look at the Penguin, right? I mean, that's strong start so far, right?
I haven't watched the Penguin. I haven't watched the Penguin past the 2 episodes. I thought the first 2 episodes were amazing.
It's fucking good. I watched it with my wife too, because we were just gonna watch the first one, and we're like, let's just watch the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it still holds up. The quality doesn't drop so far. Right. I don't know if there's a 3rd episode, but the 2nd episode quality is still top notch.
Yeah, I believe there has to be another episode because I think there's supposed to be 9 or 10 episodes for the Penguin. So yeah, right now there is a 3rd episode out. So yeah, first that's the thing is like get people who actually love superheroes and actually knows how to direct movies. Don't get a person who can't. Now, granted, this is the Zack Snyder train where people shit on, right. Zack Snyder, and how well he can direct movies and whatnot. Great director, people say, of course. Horrible writer, and even directing, people are kind of sometimes iffy on it. But Todd Phillips just doesn't have, I don't think, the credentials or the passion to do anything on his own. Especially talking to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is they just don't know what the hell they're doing. So yeah, this series, the Joker, I think it started off a lot better. The first one was a lot better than this one, which is very rare. Darkseid had actually posted a clip saying that the Joker committed the hardest 3 sins to do with a sequel, which is do worse than the original, box office wise, Rotten Tomato wise, and I believe something else like CineScore. That most times most times the sequel, no matter what, even if it's a bad movie, worse than the first, will make more money than the original film, the first film, just due to the hype of it, just for that pure nature of that. But this movie, I think, like I started off with, word of mouth is very dangerous, and sure enough, word of mouth destroyed this. So, yeah, that's the Joker.
I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah,
clearly,
it is what it is. Really quick, Green Tuna talking about Darkseid. I know it was 3 of us, and we gave our opinion, but Darkseid prepared a video, right?
Yes.
And, man, I can't wait.
He came. Our main man came out with the video discussing to let us know how he felt about Joker.
All right, here we go.
All right, so while he's running, getting that started. Oh, here we go. All right, let's watch the stream and let's take a look. Yeah, ready to play whenever you are, sir. Let's not see.
Hey,
here we go.
Guys, what's up? Hey, listen, I don't know if you got any of my messages, my emails. I've been reaching out and I sent you a little sizzle reel of my contributions on the current podcast I'm on. I think it's called Blrd or something. I don't know. Barely
Typical.
Associated with that podcast. Yeah, I'm sorry about the quality and the other individuals. It's real third rate.
Wow.
I'm looking to get out, as you can see. And I'm looking to see if you guys have any openings for an extra talking head, a little more flavor on your podcast.
Okay. Nice.
So I bring a wealth of knowledge, and I think I'll be a great asset. But like, see where I currently am with the group that I'm currently associated with. As you can see, most of them are annoying. Half of them are idiots. One's a sneaker collector. Like, what's that? You know?
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah,
wow.
Just a collection of morons. So I gotta elevate myself a little bit. So yeah, looking to real branch out, and can't wait to hear back from you. Thanks. Thank you. Bye.
That might be the wrong video. Hold on, let me see.
Shit! Oh man, damn! I didn't realize that was the wrong video.
I didn't know it was the one titled Syed Review. That's kind of strange. All right, let's see the second video that has random letters.
Wow.
Oops, screen tuner. I think I sent you the wrong video, and it's not really pertinent to what anything. So go ahead and delete it. Just delete it right away. I'm sending you this one. Just use this one. Delete that one. That one is just don't even play it. It's not important. It's like a work thing. I think. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I hate this guy so much.
Yeah, I'm not able to make it to the podcast tonight. I had some responsibilities, and I know that I don't miss them that often. So unlike the Ad Underground, who is here, as this time he's here.
Hold on. He's at work, right?
Yeah, he's at work.
I think so. Yeah.
What's behind Darkseid? Right behind him. Look over his right shoulder.
A clipboard?
No, below the clipboard.
A wall?
Mm-mm.
I don't see it.
I don't
It
know.
looks
Usually.
right there. Look,
What is it?
looks like a black couch
Oh,
in a white room
Yeah,
with a palm tree in the corner.
He is dressed very casually.
That's true.
He does
And
have
that first video wasn't.
Why is he at work so late? You tell me.
Why is he at work at this time of night? And also, it's crazy that he has a shirt that seems like it can really easily come off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because he says that Ed Underground is there. It should be on the podcast, but he's not. So he
said something about a casting call.
Yeah,
and there's a couch there.
Ed Underground did say he did have a casting call late night for some reason, and it's crazy that he's not here as well. So Darkseid is not here. Ed Underground is not here. There's talks of a casting call, and I see a couch in the background.
A black couch, nonetheless.
Black,
very famous.
Talking about getting real
couch.
sexy.
He did.
Really strange.
Let's see the review then.
Yeah.
He is guest star. But no, my Joker review. I told you guys that this movie was going to suck. I hated the first Joker. I thought it was pretentious. And there was no excitement for this Joker. I thought it was unnecessary in concept. You don't need another Joker movie. It was fine. And then to add on to that, it was another, a musical. And then to add on to that, what's her name? Lady Gaga's in it. Adding on more unnecessary things onto an already unnecessary concept that takes you nowhere. Where did this movie take us? What is the end result? Did this movie need to exist? What is the point? There was no point in this movie. That was the biggest problem. I wasted my time. And it's not so much the musical aspect. The musical aspect wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. But
full of shit.
I just, unnecessary and pretentious is the only two words I can use for this review. I slept through most of it. But I get the gist of it. I don't know. It's not 4 out of 10 blurs is pretty much where I'm at. It's not
4.
Complete, utter train wreck like people are calling it. It just doesn't need to exist. It's competently done and made and looks nice, and all the people involved are great, but why? Anyways, shut up, Ed.
Yeah, he's so true.
All right, bye. And hey, Green Tuner, just make sure to delete that last video. It's completely, just don't even waste your time. All right, man. See you later. Bye.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I feel like that's fair.
Thank you.
I feel like that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. And he said the same word that we said, pretentious. I think this.
And shut up, Ed.
Yeah, shut up, Ed. I can agree wholeheartedly to that. Just because of that, I'm going to have to give this movie a +1 to what I was going to previously give it. So thank you, Darkseid, but fuck you at the same time. Because why is he hating on Sneaker? Come on, man. Sneaker Corner is the best part of the podcast for sure.
That's what everyone's saying.
It's a personal vendetta.
Yeah, it is very personal. He didn't have to take it there. All right, so you guys want to give out your blurries and we can get off this damn topic?
Yeah, 2 blurries.
2. Wow.
2 out of 10. Yeah.
Generous.
I
was miserable. I was miserable.
I will give it a 3. It was.
Oh wait, hold on. Did I say this just to reemphasize how bad this is? I thought I said it on the pod, but I didn't say it. I asked my wife, who's a fellow comic book lover, right?
Oh,
She loves all the Marvel stuff. She loves anything comic. She loves it, right? I asked her, "Do you want? Let's go see Harley or the Joker." She said no. Right? That she was just shitting around. No, I had to watch this fucking movie by myself. All right,
It's just crazy.
Yeah, this was like, this was, God damn it! Like I now know how you guys felt after watching that stupid Spider-Woman thingy that we watched. This is fucking horrendous.
Spider-Woman.
Oh yeah, what's her name? Madame Tussauds.
Madame Web. Oh, Madame Web.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, which that is weird. Your
Sorry,
wife.
Cream, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. No, your wife is always like kind of like ride or die for a lot of movies that you want to see. I don't think you've said many movies, if at all, that she has not wanted to see, especially if it's comic book related. The fact that she did not want to see this, and this is like the perfect telling of when wives are like agreeing to do something or disagreeing to do something. Your wife, who is usually down as hell to watch all these movies, doesn't want to watch it, and my wife wanted to watch this shit. That should have been our clues. Like, you know what? We just might need to skip this week. We just might really not want to watch this video whatsoever. But here she goes. Here goes my wife with her horrible ass taste in movies. Because there's a joke at our house, and it's proven true. Anytime my wife wants to watch a movie or watch a show, it will get canceled. And is without fail, when she starts watching this series, I tell her, I was like, that show is going to get canceled the next season. And it always, without fail, gets canceled. Only ones that doesn't happen to are long-standing series that she starts after it's already been successful. Then she'll start watching like Grey's Anatomy. She started watching Grey's Anatomy after like season 15 or something like that. But like that show's gonna stick around. But she'll be like, yeah, oh my God, Eric, there's this new show about blah 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 blah, and I'll be like, that show's gonna get canceled in the season, and sure enough, it happens every single time. So it is what it is. But yeah, for myself, I give this a solid 3. I agree 100% what Darkside said. It didn't need to be created. This series could, or this movie, I guess a series now, whatever.
Yeah.
Could have ended with the first one, and I think fans should have. It should have. People would have been extremely happy if it would have just ended with the first one. I don't know where
Darkside gets up saying that this thing was like well made. There was nothing well. I mean, it was shot well. There was competent. It was competent, but it wasn't well made.
Well, I think he means it was shot. It was shot well. So
yeah, but that's just being competent. It's not, like, did you see something in this movie where you were like, fuck, man, the cinematography on this fucking blew my, socks away?
No,
I mean, this was just competent.
Yeah,
competent. That's all it was.
You did your job well.
Give it even. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, was the story even like? Could you follow the plot? Was there any interesting characters?
Anything you're about to say? No.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Even Harley Quinn.
Listen, whenever you're ready, watch it and experience it. But I'm just telling you, it's a path of doom and hell.
Yes,
it's the worst. It really is bad. I have a high tolerance for bad movies, and this was really fucking like. It was hard for me to stomach this.
Black Girls Hack said it correctly. This is 100% a wait till it comes out on Redbox. Redbox doesn't even exist anymore. Wait for it to come out, honestly, because if you spend any money on this movie, you're going to be mad.
Wait for it to hit Tubi.
Black Girls Hack just said it will only get nominated for a Razzie or wherever this movie sucks or whatever.
Movie.
I was like, damn, it's like it already got, like, is it that bad? They already got a Razzie. But she's saying it will get one. Yeah, this is horrible. And if I ever hear a movie get recommended by Todd Phillips, whatever, for you just know, steer clear of it. But yeah, and I don't have the same sentiment of the Lady Gaga situation. I was fine with her being in there, especially if it was going to be a musical. I'm like, I'm cool with that. But this is not it. This is not.
Has she been in any other films? I'm trying to think of. Oh, I know there was one with.
That's the thing about Lady Gaga.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper.
When you get Lady Gaga, that's why I said there's a specific type of movie that you're going into. Yeah, I don't want to go into those type of movies. I think that Bradley Cooper or whatever, was it like Rising a Star or something with Star, right? Mm-hmm. I have no interest whatsoever of watching that movie, but I know there's a market for it out there, which is great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but with this one, it's like it's such a weird, like, if you're making a musical with the Joker, at least be a little more original. Don't be so whatever this was. It's it like Sweeney Todd is a better interpretation of what a Joker musical should have been. You know what I mean? And I don't like Sweeney Todd. But I can tell you that Sweeney Todd is a way better musical than this, whatever this thing was. And like there was some actual effort, right? There were costumes, there was like sets. The music was, like contemporary or whatever. And with this Joker one, it's just like the most. They just it's basically karaoke. That's all it is. This movie is karaoke. They're just singing songs that are already written, right? So like, it's karaoke. You're just watching karaoke. Sweeney Todd, at least I want to think and I want to guess that there were actual people like writing like the lyrics and thinking of the music and the composition and everything that goes into it. This literally wasn't that. This was just karaoke with two really famous people. That's all.
Yeah, and the horrible part about it is, and Black Girls Hack says it correctly, the music wasn't even good, right? Like half the time I didn't understand what the hell they were saying because Joaquin Phoenix is not a great singer.
Cream.
What?
You actually said it correctly this time.
I know. Usually I'm struggling, and trust me, I was
usually you say Hakeem.
Hakeem, yeah.
Hakeem Phoenix.
I was like, as Joaquin. Hakeem. He's not a great singer. Like, no, he has a decent voice. It's just that he didn't really pronounce what he was saying. And it was really hard to understand what he, like, certain parts of, especially when he was singing slow, low parts. It kind of sucked. But Lady Gaga, we know, I mean, she's a talented musician, so you know,
of course, this is nothing against her singing abilities. We all,
you knew what you're gonna get.
We all here can really accept that she's a ridiculously talented singer and performer, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like this, you can't fucking hit home runs in everything that you do. Yeah. That's just how it is. You can't be Michael Jordan and fucking jump, 60 feet into the air and also act your ass off in Space Jam. Something's got to give. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's the thing. I feel like it was a situation where she was really good. Harley Quinn in this movie is done so shittily. I kind of, it really sucked. It just, I wouldn't wish this upon her. Like, what's the point of getting Lady Gaga? I mean, outside you got her for her singing ability. You obviously didn't get her for a great script. And for her to act that great. I think she did decent for what she had, but it just sucked. Her character was just absolute dog shit. This is just a movie that should not have been made. And giving it a 3 is probably very generous. I honestly, this could be a 1 or a 2. This is not that great. So, I mean, we trudged through it. Bandito Mac, I know you didn't have a chance to see it. You got saved. You got spared. I wouldn't wish this. Like, if I wanted to torture somebody, if I wanted to really just show my hatred for the underground, I would strap him down and make him watch this on repeat.
Yeah, like we talked about how bad The Crow is, right? I wouldn't watch The Crow, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't, if like Crow came and it was just background in my TV or whatever, I would leave it on, right? You know, when I'm doing other things, just to have background noise. I would not extend that same favor to this movie, to the Joker part. You know what I mean?
You just turn it off.
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. If I start hearing that shit, I would have to put something else on. It's not even a question of if I would have to.
You have to put something on top of the Joker.
Oh Lord, it's it's rough.
Yeah, it's rough, but it is what it is. Well, I mean, we did our blurries. Black Girls Hack says, "I will let this be in the background, but not buried." I mean, once again, she has really bad taste in movies. So, I mean, listening to her, I mean, it's like trying to catch a fart in the wind. It is like she won't ever give you a good movie to look at. Like, the only one that she did correctly was The Wire. That's the only show she's actually recommended that actually turned out to be good. But neither here nor there.
Broken clock, right?
Yeah, broken clock, exactly. All right, well. Unless you guys have anything else you guys want to add, Dark Side, thank you from the ether, wherever you're at. Thank you for your review. of that. Ed Underground, whatever you're doing, continue just acting them scenes out. Like Casting Couch ain't gonna pay for itself. So anywho, do you guys have anything else to add before we jump over to our next segment?
No, I think we're good.
All right, cool. Bandito, you good?
Yep, good.
Oh yeah, sign off, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do our sign off, and then we're gonna jump into our next segment. So,
all right, cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, we appreciate your time. This has been episode 141 of the Blrd podcast. As always, you can catch us on all major streaming platforms and live on twitch.tv/the Blrd podcast to watch our beautiful faces live, usually on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Until next time, before that, if you guys want to stay with us, we have a little extra segment after we go about the news. But if you can't watch us, that's all good. We'll catch you guys next time live here. And as always, blur you later.
Blur you later.
Blur you later.